What's going on, guys? It's Alex here with another video. Today, obviously, I have the Mustang here. You can obviously see it. What we're going to be installing today are a couple parts from Kustom Interior here. So we have some leather seat covers. I got the ones with black perforated leather and then white diamond stitching. I'm super excited to get this in the car. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is obviously showing the install and showing how it looks before and after. But I'm also planning on doing a review in about a month or two of just how they've been holding up, you know, the overall quality. And then obviously, because my car is a premium, it does have the leather seats that have the heated and cooled function. So with that, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that feature holds itself up with these leather seat covers on. I'm curious to see if the actual cooling still works and if the heating still works through essentially 2 layers of leather. So I'm gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna show you guys what tools you need. It's really easy. It's just gonna be mainly disconnecting the battery. You do have to take the seats out. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So the front and driver seats are gonna come out, and then after that, we'll do the rear seats. I have seen a couple other videos where they don't show the full install, at least with regards to the rear seats. So I'm gonna be showing that today, and you should be able to do this at your garage, you know, in your driveway at home. That's exactly where I am. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the tools that you guys are gonna need, it's really simple, just tools that most people have. You're just gonna need a trim removal tool. This is just a piece of plastic to make sure you don't scratch anything. You can use a flathead too. Just, you know, take that with a grain of salt and be careful with regards to making sure that you're not gonna dent or, you know, bend or scrape or scratch your plastic. You need a 10mm socket and then a T50 Torx bit. You can put this on the ratchet as well. You would just need a ratchet adapter, the attachment at least, and then you can use that. Or you can put it on a power tool like this, which will make removing the seats a lot easier. All right, so just so you guys can see a little bit better, I'm just gonna take this little plastic pry bar. This is the front of the seats, and just, you know, these literally just pop out. Mine came out super easy, so you shouldn't really have to worry. It's the same thing with the back. Like I said, they are just smaller. They're about this size, this little square here. Should be super easy to take out, and I'll get these bolts removed and we'll catch up again in a sec. Okay, so what I did, just a quick update, what I'm gonna do at least is remove the 4 bolts. So I'm gonna remove the 2 on the rears from each side, move both seats back, and then remove the 2 fronts. And then after that, we're gonna unplug the battery before we actually remove the harness that holds this, or that powers the seats. I wanna do that just to make sure there's no electrical issues, just to, you know, make sure to prevent that. So if you see here, what I did was, let me get the camera to focus and everything here. So I removed the 2 bolts here in the back. I'm gonna do that same for the other side. What I actually changed to was, instead of that little Torx bit, I actually got a bigger one here. And this one is with a big ratchet, and I actually also used a breaker bar to break loose, to break these 2 bolts loose. So I'm gonna do that same thing for the other side, and I'll catch up with you in a sec. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do once we've removed all 4 bolts from the passenger and driver's side seats is we're gonna take out the battery, we're gonna disconnect the battery. That way there's no issues with wiring as far as any warning lights or any engine lights go. I don't wanna end up with, you know, $100+ dealership charge. So what we're gonna do here, obviously prop your hood open. You're gonna have 3 plastic clips here. What you're gonna do is remove those. You know, you might have different ones than I did. Mine were the original screw ones. If you have taken your car to a mechanic before and they've removed the battery, odds are that they've lost them and replaced them with different ones. So pry those out. You're gonna take off your battery cover here, lift up the front, and then just pull out the back. As you can see, there are, at the bottom, it just slots into the holes. You can place that aside. What we're just gonna do here is just disconnect the ground. So there's a little screw right here. There's 2 actually nuts. There's one that holds in this wiring harness here and one on the side. We're gonna remove the one with the wiring harness on it. So take your 10mm socket, go ahead and slap that on there, and we're gonna switch it to loosen here, and we're gonna loosen it up. Remove it and set it to the side where it's not gonna get back on the battery. Go to the passenger side is the one I'm gonna start removing first. When you look under the seat, you're gonna see these 2 wiring harnesses. So there's a little tab you can push on here at the top right here. You just push on and pull back, and same thing on both of them. So these both will pull back towards the front of the car. And then after that, you are free to remove the seat. All right, so once those wiring harnesses are out, what I'm gonna do here is just, I don't know if you can see with the camera angle, I'm just going to lean the seat a little bit, try to wiggle it out here without breaking anything. And then I'm gonna rotate it, and then grab it from the frame, and let me just double check, make sure nothing's connected. I didn't low-key forget to connect them right now and just do it, but. So I have the passenger seat cover here. The way that you can tell it's the passenger seat one is the zipper is gonna be on the left side. The zipper is always gonna be on the inside of the car. That way when you're opening the door, you cannot see it from the outside. So just figure out where the zipper is on the left. If you can't figure that out for some reason, there's also gonna be the seatbelt latch hole here on the right side of the seat cover, so you can use that for reference as well. So before you start sliding it over, make sure it's unzipped. You're gonna lift up your seatbelt latch here, slide it over the top, and then feed your seatbelt latch through the top of the seat cover here once you start sliding it down. And pull it all the way down till it starts to get a little tight. You can zip it up. All right, so what we're gonna do now, once we have the seat slid over the top, you have these little retainer clips here, or not retainer clips, but these little like clips that have elastic on them. So what you're gonna do before we put those in is on the bottom of the seat, because in order to access behind this is where the space is, you're gonna unplug this harness here, unplug this one as well with these just tabs on the ends. And the reason that we're doing that is because the elastic bands run right under them. So you're gonna take this elastic band, there's one here at the bottom and one here at the top. Just slide it over the top of these here, just like that. And here as well, just to give yourself a little bit more slack here. And I'm gonna reach back here actually, let me see if I can take these off. Okay, we're just gonna pull these harnesses right out. Be a little bit careful, you kinda wanna wiggle them out slowly as opposed to just yanking them. There's one. Get the second one out here. And that's two. So you can undo the elastic bands and fully fold back this flap. And now you see that'll give us access to the back of the seat here. So what we're gonna do now, you have all this, so yeah, that's our little access vantage point. We're gonna flip the seat back over and feed through these clips. And we are through. Okay, and let me show you the back side now. So we're gonna flip it back here on its side. Now if you look at the back, you have the two that we just pulled through. So all I did was pulled it through, and then I rotated them just a little bit so that way they're sitting here and they're actually holding the seat in. So obviously this looks a little ugly here as far as, you know, these holes that you can see. You can also see it here on the side, and then you also have that latch on the back. So let's get a little bit of a close-up here with the camera. What we're gonna do here, now that we have everything connected, we're just gonna push around this hole and stretch the rubber around and get that nice OEM look, so it doesn't even look like there's a seat cover on there. And look at that, it's freaking tucked beautifully. So on the back side, we're gonna do the same thing here. All right, so we got the body on, we tucked in all the little holes. This one actually doesn't tuck in on the side here. You just let the magnet kind of just stick out a little bit. So just put that back on there. These ones, you just stretch it around. The back one I did have a little bit of a hard time with. I wasn't actually able to get it fully in if you want to just take a look at it. So I did my best to tuck it. The bottom is a little loose. I just, you know, for the life of me, I can't get it in there. So I honestly don't even use this. So this still works totally fine. It's just, it doesn't sit perfectly here, like clipped in. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. As far as the headrest goes, I'm not sure why there's also a little hole here on the back. I'm gonna assume it might be for convertibles, because My stock ones obviously don't have holes. But we're just gonna slide it over the top here and try our best to avoid crumpling up the leather and making it a little bit deformed under the seat cover. So this one's really easy. If you did the bottom, this is even easier. So just slide it over the top, pull it down as much as you can. Then we're just gonna take the Velcro there that's on the bottom, and we're just going to tie it. Done. So the head's done. You're going to now take your seat cover. You see you have these same little plastic things here. Slap it over the top. Try and get it fit as much as you can. And then the same thing that we did with the top here, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it in 2 seconds here. And I'm gonna show you, we're just gonna pull these back and rotate them so that way they're stuck. So those are all rotated. Now on the front side, what I'm gonna do here on the edges, if you wanna come over to my side here, is just try and tuck as much of this in as I can. That way, you know, we're covering as much area as possible. Looks like this might show a little bit, but obviously this is on the inside of the car, so you're not gonna see that part. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here and just try and fix a little bit of this wrinkling here you see. So I'm just gonna try and attempt to tuck it. There we go, that wrinkle in the back is fixed. And then the only part you're gonna see here on the side is really this. So I don't know if we can actually tuck it in at all. Maybe just a hair. But you know, for the most part, it's pretty tucked in there. So after that, what we're gonna do here is, let me just fold the seat up a hair. We're going to tilt it back on its side. We're gonna work on that bottom part again. So for the front, oop, I got my carpet. For the front, we have the same little like pull things here. So let's just find a little hole under. Now we got the back that we're just gonna strap up here. And that pretty much sums it up for one side of the seat covers here. It should, with heat, you know, conform a little bit better to the seat. As you can see here, if I like push on it, there's a little bit of air, but other than that, I mean, these seat covers look freaking awesome. And you know, with my white steering wheel, I think it's gonna look even better. So to do the same thing, it's gonna be the same thing on the driver's side, you know, with those two harnesses at the bottom. Make sure you take those out and unplug them first. So with the seats being out, it's honestly the best time to clean up all this crap that gets stuck under your seat, you know, all these little things that fall in what I call the black hole, which is next to the between the seat and the center console. But I'm just gonna vacuum this up real quick, and then after that I'm gonna show you guys how to remove these back ones. We're gonna throw those on and then put the whole car back together and then see what it looks like when we are all done. All right, it might be a little bit hard to see in here, but hopefully, you know, the video helps a little bit. So to remove these rear seats, there's a tab about right here. With the seat a little bit off-centered, and the same thing on the other side, just the opposite. You're gonna feel, it's like kind of curved. It's like a piece of plastic. You just stick your fingers under the seat and push and lift up, and it'll come up. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side here, and then I'll show you on the bottom. It's easy enough to be able to do with one hand. Just fingers are kind of Gotta shove your fingers in there really. Oh, just pushing in the wrong spot, I think. So you're gonna find that curved piece. Oh, and I found it. So this one is just barely off-centered. So if you push it in and lift it up, it'll be that little curved piece right here on the other side. You just push in and it'll release it out of those clips. Same thing on this side, you just push in that little tab right there. All right, so once the bottoms are out for the rear, what we're gonna do is fold these seats down. And I did forget to mention this at the beginning of the video. You will need a 15mm deep socket. It doesn't have, I'm just using an impact because I don't have a deep socket on me. But you're gonna take out 3 bolts. So you got one here, one on the right here, and then the same thing on the left. So we're just gonna take those out real quick, and then these seats are gonna be free. So this will just come out, and then you'll just remove it from this hinge here. You'll slide the whole seat left. So for the 2 rear backrests, what you're gonna do is obviously get your backrests, the new covers. Look for the long like thick side here, or wide side, to be obviously along the wide side of the seat. Just, you know, conform it to the seat as we did for everything else. You do have on the bottom of this cover, you're gonna have 3 of these same clips that we had on the front seats. These you're not gonna be able to put in until the seats are back in the car. So all you're gonna do right here, what we're gonna be doing is just putting on the Velcros on the back of the seat, and then also make sure to feed in your seat release. And then on the back side of the seat, I'm just gonna put all these Velcro things on the back here. So these are gonna be visible from the trunk for sure. If you really care, I mean, you don't really have to put these rear seat covers on. I just want to, and might as well complete the whole look. So, you know, just make sure, get it to conform as much as you can here. Pull it, stretch it, and then Velcro it. And then on the inside, so this is the driver's side rear. So there will be a little zipper thing here, and that'll line up with the other side. So if you have both seats up and you want it to be seamless, you can zipper it so it's, you know, seamless. So we're just gonna do the same thing here for the other side. But that's pretty much it for the rears. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these back in. Actually, wait, this might be off a little bit. So I actually, you know what, I'm gonna loosen these just a hair. I think I might have pulled it just a hair too much to where the front's not perfectly forming in with the seat. Now I can rotate this leather a little bit. And then I'm gonna pull it in, or let the top out just a hair here, a little bit as well. Just that way it fits a little bit better in the front. Guess maybe I pulled it a little bit too tight here in the back. Let it have a little bit of slack. Other than that, looks like we're good. Just double checking everything here. I'm gonna loosen it one more time. There we go. This side's fitting good. So these are gonna go back in the same way that we just took them out. I'm not gonna be showing you guys putting it back in. It's literally just gonna be the reverse of you taking it out. All right guys, so I just finished installing the seats, and let me just say they look freaking amazing. I'm super happy with how they came out. I did, however, run into a couple issues, a couple things I was a little unsure or unhappy about. So I'm going to show that to you guys right now. Other than that, I'm going to take a few pictures. I'll put them up on my Instagram. You guys can check that out. It's at AREX 5.0. But other than that, I will show you right now. All right, so just to get a first quick look here, this is the passenger seat. Got the driver over there and the nice looking two back seats here. So just to get into it real quick, one of the things that I've noticed was the stitching is a little bit messed up. Here you can see that they're a little loose, at least here, just in those two little spots. And then also right here, it's already coming up. You can see the little fabric right here. Might be a little bit hard to see on camera, but I'll probably just end up cutting it. Another issue that I ran into was, if I just do one hand here, the release handle for locking the seat in place. So I was unable to get this completely flush back into how it's actually supposed to sit in the seat. So the bottom is just a little loose while the top is clicked into place. I tried each side for maybe like, this side I tried for like maybe almost an hour trying to get that in and staying, but I gave up. With the bottom, I mean, it looks okay. I don't really use it anyways. Same thing with the driver's side. Another thing is how airy the seats are right now. I'm hoping that, as time progresses and there's more heat, that this will eventually conform more to the seat, the shape of the seat, and then with people sitting on it, I hope it also settles in a little bit more. But other than that, they look freaking awesome. Super happy with how they came out. But yeah. So that pretty much wraps up the video. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you watched to the end, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. As far as the review goes, I am going to wait about a month just to see how everything settles in. And then I'll keep you guys updated. But I also want to say a huge thank you to Kustom Interior for hooking it up a little bit with the seats here and giving me a little bit of a discount in order to, create some content. So I will be putting, like I said, pictures on my Instagram. I'll also probably put some videos up there, very, very soon after this video uploads. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you again for watching.